Good day, everyone. We are now on a new topic. We've done justice to number bases, the operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, as well equation involving number bases. Now, we are moving on to what? Circular variables and modular arithmetics. Now, the subtopic is circular variable. For understanding's sake, we are going to what? Explain or define what circular variable means in this form. We can simply say circular variable is a movement around the what? A circle of a given circumference. Circular variable is a movement around a circle of given circumference. This zoomed circumference is unitless, and the value depends on the given variable. That is, it can change from one number to the other. Now let's see. Circular variable is a movement around a circle of given circumference. This circumference is unitless, and its values depends on the given variable. What do we mean here? Let's quickly look at this. If you have a variable 5, for instance, variable 5, it means the circumference of this variable is 5. And it what? Something of this nature. It will be section 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is what we mean by what? Movement around a circle of given circumference. Now, the variable is 5. It therefore means what? That the circumference is 5 units. Now, let's say a circular variable is a movement around a circle of given circumference. This circumference is unitless, and its values depends on the given variable. For instance, a variable of 6 or 7 units has a circumference of 7. See the figure. This is a circle. So the circumference, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this variable with 7 units, this is the circumference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like your clock. Now, if the variable is 8, the circumference 2, The circumference too will be 8. See the figure. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is how we represent what? The variable in what? In a circle, in a circumference form. If you look at it very well, these variables could be objects, it could be items, etc. Now, let's now assume that an object is to move. Note, when an object is to move or cover a distance longer than the variable is walk through, it repeats the movement. E.g., object A is to move around a variable of circumference 6 units. And object A is to move around a variable of circumference 6 units in order to cover a length of 14 units. Find the stopping point. Now, let's look at this. Object A is to move around a variable of circumference 6 units in order to cover a length of 14 units. Find the stopping point. Remember, we said something here that when an object is to move or cover a distance longer than the variable, it walks through it. Longer than the variable it walks through, it repeats the movement. What do we mean by that? Look at this place. What it's saying is that, let's say for instance, you are moving, the object is to cover a distance of 7 units. 7 units. And the variable here has a circumference of what? 3 units. That is what? 0, 1, 2. Or it means 1, let's say 2. And it's to cover a unit 7. The unit is what? 7 units. What does it do? It moves this way. 0, 1, 2, 3. It has covered 3 units, but it's going for 7. So we have what? It goes this way. 3. Then it continues again. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. It continues again. It starts another one. Let's demonstrate that fully here for us to understand. Now, object A is to move around the variable of circumference 6 units in order to cover a length of 14 units. Find the stopping point. Now, let's say this is our what? The variable, 6 units. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. If the object moves once, that means it covers this distance. It covers this distance. This is what? 6. Remember, it's going for what? 14. So it has to continue again. Another one. 1, that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Remember, it's 14 units. It continues again. 13, 14. So that means it stopped the object will stop at point 2. Can we see? This is how to move around the what? Is an object in a circular form. Even if the length is longer than the variable you are moving around the circumference, you will take your movement, you finish counting. And as you can see, we count to 14, and that 14 corresponds to point 2. Now, this is what circular variable, what it means in practical form. We might be wondering, what is the application in real life? Now, look at it. You have the clock. Days of the week. Every week we have 7 days. We move from what? Sunday to Saturday. When we get to Saturday, what do? We repeat. And we start all over again from Sunday. Likewise, months of the year, we're going to write it down. Months of the year, we have what? You start from January, February, you get to December. What do you do again? We've covered the entire what? Circumference of the variable year. So variable year now, we have, after you go to December, you have to start all over again from January. Likewise, the wall clock. The second hand of wall clock. Once it moves, it gets to what? It gets to 60. What happens? It repeats and starts all over again while it turns that one to what? Minute. Weeks in a year. 52 weeks in a year. Once you get to 52 weeks, what happens? It moves again from what? Week 1. In that form, that was the variable weeks of the year. Once it gets to what? 52 weeks, it starts to repeat again. Now, look at what menstrual cycle of women. Length of 28 days. After 28 days, what happens is the counting starts all over again. So that's why what we call circular variable. It continues to move in that circle till it exhausts the entire of its length. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, Aminu Maths Class. Drop your comment on the comment section. Share our video, and we'll meet in the next video where we write the application or where they are seeing the real life of circular variable. Thank you and bye-bye for now.